identification is concerned. Kindly share as the other people join us via Zoom in just a few minutes. You can express yourself before they join in.
Yes, I do. I have nothing against going around and picking players that are playing all around the world. But you see, there's a blending process that has to take place. For me, I'm of the view of the fact that we can actually pick whatever best players we have around in the country right now, put them in a camp for a month, 2 months, let them blend, let them get to know each other, let them understand how to play with each other. And I believe that way it's a better way of getting positive results. Why am I saying so? It was done in 1993 when we lost the entire national team, and it worked. The team that came out of the 1993 preparations, the team that came out of the 1993 group that was put together for 6 weeks and coached by Uncle Fred and Rod Poston, went all the way to the finals in the 1994 Africa Cup. So that method has worked before. So we can actually employ that method even today, and I believe it can work, and it can take us very, very far. That's why I was very excited when I saw Coach Mitchell picking as many players as he could. I just wished he could stay with those players for a very long time so that he could, build them up. You see, building a player is not an easy process. It's a very, very difficult process. So if he stayed with them for a long time, he would have built them up. He would have done a little bit of some psyching to make sure that they are able to play in a certain way in order for them to produce positive results.
Okay. All right. Now, it's time for fan versus fan, Andrew. And our two participants for today's fan versus fan have their eyes fixed on Real Madrid versus Barcelona. It's Derby El Clasico. All right. And I have with me Curtis Lloyd. His audio is connecting. And also Jacob. All right. Curtis, welcome to Fan versus Fan. How are you, brother man?
What does BP mean?
All right. Jacob, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I'm able to get you. How are you, Lorenzo?
Excellent. Welcome, Jacob. Curtis Lloyd, are you able to hear us? Okay. Curtis's audio is also joining. Okay. All right. Are you able to hear us now, Curtis? Curtis Lloyd, are you able to hear us? Okay. All right. We seem to have one issue with Curtis's audio. But Jerry, welcome to the program. To the second hour, that is.
Thanks, Lorenzo. Good to be back again for the second half of the show.
Okay. Let me try to see if we can still get Curtis. Curtis, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I'm able to get you, Lorenzo.
Okay.
I'm able to get you.
Curtis, are you able to hear us? Oh my goodness. We cannot hear him. He can't hear us, so to say. We're unable to connect. But Jacob is wearing a Barcelona jersey, yet he's rooting for Madrid. Pretty interesting. But I seem to have a problem with Curtis. Let me try to get in touch with him on the sidelines. All right. Okay. But anyway, we've been joined by Mapalo as well. Mapalo, welcome to the program. All right, Mapalo, are you able to hear us? Mapalo, are you able to hear?
Oh, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you too. All right, okay. Okay, Andre is speaking.
Welcome, Sonny.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you very much. Glad to hear from you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let me try Curtis again. I'm more worried with Curtis now. All right, Curtis, are you able to hear us? Oh dear me.
Yes, I'm able to get you, Lorenzo.
Okay, Jacob, you can. How about Curtis?
I'm able to get you.
I see. Okay. All right. Let me probably first start with the other team members participating on the program, and then so hold on, Jacob. I will have to sort out Curtis in a moment so that we can get on with fan versus fan. All right, but Maps. Let me start with you and then move on to Jerry. We were talking about the young Patson Daka playing for RB Salzburg, whether he's actually ripe to make a challenge, to make the leap, probably even play for Liverpool. Your assessment from that point of view, do you believe that he could play alongside Mo Salah and Sadio Mane in that trident attack for Liverpool, given his rich vein of football?
Absolutely. Okay. I think he possesses the real traits that are, looked for, that are scouted by many people. When they talk of a Premier League striker, most people look for pace, they look for power, they look for skill, and that is definitely something our own Papa possesses in abundance. So I really feel he can do it as long as he's got a manager who believes in him as much as Jesse Marsh does. He rarely misses a game for Red Bull Salzburg, and I think at his age, for his development, he needs so many minutes. He would need time, of course, to adjust to, let's say, the Premier League or the Spanish League, because it's a different level from the Austrian Bundesliga. But of course, he is sensational. He is, their main man, and it's actually surprising how he hasn't moved earlier, but he's the talk. I follow so many Liverpool pages, and people talk about Patson Daka. I am so proud when I see in the comments, and a lot of people say, wow, this is a cheaper option to Erling Braut Haaland, and he's just literally the same in terms of lethalness. So I think, of course, it is time. We had this discussion in the Board of Football Luminaries, and we said this should be their last season at Red Bull Salzburg. 3-4 years has been enough, and they need to develop now. They need to move, and it would be something I would be very, very welcome to.
Awesome. Great stuff. All right. We've also been joined by the Zamjirian. He's back from Nigeria. All right. Where's the yam? Where's the yam?
First of all, I want to apologize for being away so long. I went to Nigeria for my brother's wedding. Okay. And don't worry, there's fufu and egusi for everybody when we all get together. It was welcome. I'm happy to be back and to see your lovely faces. I thank God for that. I thank God.
Awesome.
Where's that now? In Lagos? Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, Lagos, Nigeria. Ikeja. Hey, you're going back to me. Yeah, no, been to Ikeja. I know Ikeja very well. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's been a great time, and I'm just happy to be back with the legends, the legends of sports here.
Okay, great stuff.
Looking forward to the egusi soup and the fufu. So when are we going to?
Problem. Anytime. I'll bring the yam if Lorenzo lets me.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, all right, gentlemen, let's try to see if we can go on with fan versus fan for about 5 minutes before we hit the ground running with other fixtures as well. All right, I had issues with Curtis's line. Curtis, are you able to hear us now? Kindly unmute your microphone. Curtis, kindly unmute your microphone. Okay, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, now I'm able to hear you.
Perfect. Okay, all right, awesome. So meaning we're good to run now. All right. So fan versus fan. Awesome. In case you're tuning in for the very first time, all right, fan versus fan is a segment that pits two opposing fans against each other. All right. Usually, the headline fixture is the one that gets to dominate or gets featured, so to say, on a particular weekend. Now we have El Clasico this Saturday, today actually, at 21 hours. So I have two fans. One is a Real Madrid aficionado. Another one is a Barcelona aficionado. All right. And I'm giving them 5 minutes collectively to give reasons why they feel their team is going to win. Let me start with Curtis. Curtis, Barcelona are the visiting side, playing at Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano, playing a Real Madrid side that is fresh from battering Liverpool 3-1 in the UEFA Champions League. All right, and this is a Barcelona side that hasn't really had it quite easy this season. All right, and they find themselves in a title race where Atletico as well as Madrid are in for the running as well. Give us reasons why we should believe you that Barcelona will beat Madrid tonight before Jacob also comes and gives his verdict.
Awesome. Okay, I think to begin with, it's going to be an interesting encounter. But concerning who carries the day, definitely Barcelona is carrying the day. And this is because of, I think, we've seen how Barcelona has performed this year, starting from January. We've seen how they've managed in the league not to lose any games. And then just other than that, I think we've managed to review the squad, starting from the perspective of managing to bring in these young lads. And looking at the age gaps, I think we managed to bring in young boys like Pedri, who's able to command a game. And then we've also have that, I think in terms of the age average, our squad is younger than the Madrid squad. And so they've got everything to play for. And considering that we are really pushing with less pressure, of course, having had no games during the week, Madrid having a Champions League encounter during the week, obviously they will have something in their legs. I think Barcelona is fresh and ready to take the day.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So that's coming through from Curtis Lord. All right. Our modern influencer for young people and across the divide. Jacob. All right, in a teasing way, wearing a Barcelona jersey. First, tell us, why are you wearing a Barcelona jersey, yet you're touting Barcelona and playing them in the El Clasico?
Obviously, probably I wanted to confuse the opponents, and surely it's surprising that I'm putting on a Barcelona instead of Real Madrid. I think. Are you able to get me, Lorenzo?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very highly anticipated match. That picks two great rivals in Spain. For me, Real Madrid obviously having a dominant when it comes to Spanish. They've obviously done so much history. Look at this season, obviously, we're 2 points behind. I think we have 2 points behind. I've been playing some good football, fresh from beating Liverpool.
CPI.
My favorite to run, which is inspiring. So I actually do feel that we have firstly afraid though that that's the final stadium. Unfortunately, when we playing at the Bernabeu, so we have the same obviously the stats. I say go back first the league. We managed to get Barcelona by 3-1. An outstanding team, obviously for us. We don't have lots of run and take. And the field that actually do believe that for obviously I think we're getting back to the old days, like Galacticos. So we have obviously lots of Karim Benzema and the squad who's been a scoring fan. Obviously scored in the last game in the league against Ultra. And obviously we have other younger starlets in the squad that can produce a victory for us. So yeah, it'll be a very interesting game. It's produced a lot of interesting results, and obviously everyone should be glued to watch this particular game. That if obviously you're a fan player, you should obviously put your money on Real Madrid, because obviously Real Madrid are coming through as winners. There's no doubt, obviously, and at the end of it, we'll get to obviously win the La Liga title as we did last season. So we actually do feel Real Madrid have got the capacity. They have a team. They have the confidence. As I earlier alluded, they are from beating Liverpool by 3 goals to 1, or confidence booster. That's of Asensio in the squad. So yeah, we go out there to not just win, but obviously to make sure that we beat Barcelona, which is Barcelona a very big lesson. So I'm running behind Real Madrid, and hopefully we get the best result.
Okay, all right, Curtis. If it were down to you, what would be a predictable scoreline? By how many goals do you believe the Blaugrana are going to put Madrid to the sword, lastly? And then I'll ask the same question lastly to Jacob.
It's going to be 4-1. Barcelona are going to score a 3 goals in the first half, a goal in the second half, and just concede, just out of respect, we may just concede.
Nice. Perfect. I like it. Nice one. I like the scoreline. Jacob, all right, your final prediction?
I think I obviously give it to Real Madrid. I think 3 goals to 0. And this time around, I just see Karim Benzema scoring a hat trick, and I just see him scoring a hat trick. He's been in his bad form, so obviously I'll go 3-0 Real Madrid.
Excellent. All right, Curtis and Jacob, thank you very much, gentlemen. You made us laugh. I love the pairing. All right, for today's El Clasico. May the best team win. I'm in the middle. I'm not siding with either side. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. All right, we're truly grateful that you did come through for today's fan versus fan. Okay, all right, so there we go. And now we move down to what we have on the program. All right, and let me probably now run us through fixtures that we did have in the UEFA Champions League in midweek. Let me start with you, Jerry. All right, losing 3-1 away to Real Madrid. First leg gone. We now actually have to move on to the second leg on Wednesday. All right, how hopeful are you that it might just be turned around ahead of the second leg?
And it has made some people excited.
Are you sure?
Lorenzo, sorry, I didn't get the question. Are you able to repeat it?
Okay, I want to get your reaction of the UEFA Champions League first leg quarterfinal between Liverpool and Real Madrid before we get to talk about the Premier League round of fixtures for today.
Okay, before I go there, I just wanted to give a shout out to Selemani.
Okay.
He's a keen follower of the program. I used to meet him at Sunset Stadium those days when we were allowed in the stadium to watch soccer. So he's a big Zanaco fan. And if I'm not mistaken, he supports Madrid. But it tells me that he always follows the show. So just wanted to send our regards to him. Mr. Selemani, they're a big Zanaco fan.
Okay.
And he was passing his regards to the panelists.
Thank you, Selemani. So, please keep listening in.
The game will be tough, Lorenzo. Because, well, as everyone saw, Madrid took advantage of our mistakes. They played better on the day. They scored the goals, and they're holding a 3-1 advantage. So it's balanced a bit in their favor. But this is football, so Liverpool are going to give it their all. You look at the team that Liverpool will put out today against Aston Villa. Are they going to rest players and then try and win the game against Madrid and maybe even lose out on the title and the top 4 race? Or do they just feel their strongest team, hopefully get it done today and then again try and win against Madrid? So it will be very tough. Liverpool have to put out a perfect performance. It's a big shame that the fans will not be there because everyone knows about the Anfield crowd, which really spurs the team on in games like this. The famous Cup, whereby you had Gerrard scoring a last-minute goal against Olympiacos. Then last season again, the other season again, you had Liverpool coming up trumps against Barcelona, spurred on by the Anfield crowd. So, like I said, Liverpool need to play a really perfect game, cut out those mistakes that we saw in the first leg, and then take their chances. They need to be clinical. So they need a clean sheet and at least 2 goals. But it won't be tough. But I believe that they'll give it their all because that's what Liverpool club stands for. Nights like this, whereby there's so much at stake, and then they want to just run their opponents to the ground and win the game. So we're looking forward to that game. But before that, there's a small matter of Aston Villa today, and Liverpool will try and get revenge. You remember earlier in the season, I think Liverpool lost 7-2 in a freakish game. So again, they really want to get one over Villa and then hopefully finish the job against Madrid.
Hey, great stuff.
You can't take anything away from Madrid. They played really well first leg.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Small issue of Aston Villa. I like that. All right. Now, I'm picking one particular message before the Zamjarian comes on. Where's the best? Mohone says, the Zamjarian is breaking way, following the discussion from home. All right. The Zamjarian. Okay, let me start with you. Really. We did have Bayern Munich losing at home to Paris Saint-Germain. Man City beating Borussia Dortmund 2-1. Of the two fixtures, which one really fancied you and why?
I would say the Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich, because it was the high expectations, and PSG really stood up to the billing. Of course, Bayern Munich didn't have Lewandowski. Unfortunately, I think with him, it's a huge difference because he can score 4 goals on any given Champions League night. He's also taking over from Ronaldo as a Champions League player. He's someone who always performs on the biggest stage, and Bayern just missed that. I saw Bayern had almost twice the shots on target as PSG, and PSG had about maybe 5 and scored all their 3 goals from the 5, and it just showed the missing piece for Bayern Munich and how important Lewandowski is, and how he is clearly the best player in the world right now. Mbappe is showing that he would carry football when Ronaldo and Messi retire, and it's just he keeps proving himself as one of the best talents that has ever come out from France, and I was very proud to see how he took the game by storm. But also, we need to recognize Neymar. Neymar took over the game, being injured for a very long time, and he showed his world-class ability to score 3 goals against a very tough German side. I think for me personally, the tie is done, except something miraculous happens for Bayern Munich in France. But if nothing changes with Lewandowski coming back, for example, then I think PSG have done enough to take this tie over. But you can't count Bayern Munich out, because it's a very, very experienced side, and in the Champions League they have the strong grounds by being the defending champions. The Man City Dortmund game, on the other hand, was a little bit controversial. I think Dortmund had a goal that was cancelled and that should have stood from Jude Bellingham. They looked a bit shaky. That's why I believe Man City are probably not going to win the Champions League. They could get past Dortmund, but I think when you go to a very experienced side like the Real Madrid of the world, the PSGs, the Bayerns of the world, they would take advantage of an inexperienced side in huge Champions League games like Man City. So that's my analysis on both teams. And I can't wait to see who comes into the final, because this is a very interesting Champions League season.
Okay, so before we start with Chair for the Premier League round of matches, Maps, I would also want to pick your thoughts on the Liverpool game. Are you confident that you'll turn it around? First, what did you read into that defeat away to Real? And then, are you confident that you'll turn it around at Anfield on Wednesday?
Well, let's just say it as it is. After putting Arsenal to the sword, and no disrespect to Arsenal, they are not on the same level. They are far below the standard of Real Madrid. But our performance on Tuesday was spineless, weak, feeble, and I really don't know. Because when you have a 35-year-old Luka Modric and a 31-year-old Toni Kroos, you know what they don't want to do is run. So make them run, make them chase, make those old legs tire. But if you give Toni Kroos and Luka Modric jobs, and we haven't run there all year, let alone scored an open play goal at Anfield, it's really hard to be very hopeful, because there's an emotional aspect that comes with the fans, a loud crescendo of noise that comes from the fans and it transcends to the players. But that element is missing. It's so hard at this point. I think our focus has to be on the league, has to be on this game. We need to beat Aston Villa because among the 5 teams that are competing for a Champions League berth, we have the most favorable fixtures. So if we want to be in the Champions League next season, of the remaining 8 games, we need to win at least 6 of them, and it needs to start today. Otherwise, as a Real Madrid, anything can happen. This is football. Our players can turn up, but we really let ourselves down with our performance on Tuesday. And, well, we can only hope for the best. I'm not so.
Okay, all right. That is Maps there. Okay, really sharing his thoughts on the same. Let me get to run through fixtures, then Chair comes in now. All right, Manchester City play Leeds United at 13:30. All right, and then we have Liverpool at home to Aston Villa at 16 hours. Chelsea travel to play Crystal Palace. Then Sunday sees Burnley at home to Newcastle United. Leicester will be away to West Ham United. Tottenham play at home to Man United at Tottenham Stadium. Then Sheffield play Arsenal at 20 hours Central African time. Monday Night Football sees West Bromwich Albion at home to Southampton. Then Everton will be away to to Brighton and Hove Albion. All right, Chair, can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
All right, Chair.
I think when you look at the fixtures, really where Manchester City is playing Leeds United, I think it's a foregone conclusion that Manchester City should be able to win this game. And by extension, we must admit that the title is theirs for the taking. They only need 11 points out of is it 7 games that are remaining, and that will be it. They would have wrapped it in terms of the EPL title. It's great, for Pep. He's fighting on all 4 fronts. He's into the FA, Cup. He's into the Carrington, the famous, Chibuku Cup. He's into Champions League, Cup. He's also into, fighting for. About to get the EPL. So he's fighting on 4 fronts, and even in all 4 fronts, they're looking stronger that they can be able to, win the titles or win the trophies. That shows, the depth of Manchester City. So, frankly speaking, I think for Manchester United and Leeds, it's a question of fighting for the second position. In a way, yes, we find Manchester United looking stronger because now there's a difference of 4 points between them and Leicester City. So, if Manchester United can be able to win their game against Spurs, I think that should be able to push them up in terms of cementing their second position. But hey, you're talking about Jose Mourinho, who on his day can be able to turn up and change a game. You remember the first game which was played at Old Trafford. Spurs were able to win 7-1, 6-1, owing to the fact that Manchester United had the red card. So that said, it does pit, Manchester United into a lion's den in terms of, traveling to Tottenham Hotspurs. That said, I think we need to give kudos to, Manchester City for Joe Biden in terms of, trying to wrap the title. Because look at it this way. In the beginning, we all thought that they were nowhere nearer because they struggled. They were losing games, they were not playing well, and everybody thought that their time was up. But all of a sudden, they had to sneak in, they started winning games, and those games, they consolidated themselves, and as a result, they ended up where they are today, on the verge of, winning it. Is it 2 times in 4 years, somewhere there? So that shows you, the caliber of Pep Guardiola, that is a coach of greatness. But we need again to give kudos to Manchester United. I think they've played well. Forget about the ejection in the FA Cup, in the Chibuku Cup, in the Champions League. But when you look at it, even in Champions League, I think they're playing well. In Europa, they're playing well. They went into Spain in midweek. They were able to win against of all teams. Granada 2-0. That shows you that they're getting stronger and stronger by the end of the day. So for me, I think I will still, put my man on Manchester United coming second this season. And that would be a remarkable improvement in terms of where they were last season, because they came third, they sneaked into third, but this time around they seem to have, stabilized in terms of, the second position.
All right, let me get to Jerry, then I'll have Emmanuel and Andrew also chip in just about now. Now, Jerry, if I got you right, you said Aston Villa is somewhat little business for you. What exactly do you mean? I thought Villa have been playing some of the most exciting football this season. I'm not really sure on what number they stand on the log table. Let me have a look at the table while you're talking. All right, please come in, Jerry.
Okay, yes, Lorenzo. It was a figure of speech. Everyone knows that focus is on the Champions League game with Madrid. But the Aston Villa game, it should be taken seriously. Yes, people would rather reserve the squad, the team for the Madrid match, but they still need to do well against Aston Villa.
Okay, great.
Because if they maybe fail to win this game, again, it would affect their morale, and they really need to turn the corner. Imagine they beat Aston Villa, they win at Anfield for the first time, and then they face Madrid, then they'll be in high spirits. So this game needs to be taken seriously, probably field your strongest team, and only when you are comfortably leading, that's when you start taking off players, rather than reshuffling and playing reserve players, and then they don't do well. But Liverpool want some revenge after what happened at Villa Park earlier in the season.
Okay, all right. The Zamjurian, you have a tough trip, in my opinion, to Tottenham Hotspur. How would you rate your chances, really? You have quite an impressive record on the road as United this season. Is it 3 points in the kitty for you, playing Jose Mourinho at the Tottenham Stadium? Tomorrow actually at 17:30.
It's going to be a very tough game for sure. We see Man United. I think our biggest problem this season is rising up under pressure. When United have pressure moments, semi-finals, like you see how Solskjaer hasn't been able to push us through when it matters the most. We always seem to fall under the pressure. I don't know if it's a problem of inexperienced players, because we have, a World Cup winner like Paul Pogba, who has been in and out of, the team this season because of injuries. Bruno Fernandes, who's a Portuguese international. I still don't understand, the reason why we don't push it when it comes to moments where we need to win. We need to win for a couple of reasons. Number one, because we need revenge. 6-1 at Old Trafford is very inexcusable. We must not go down like that. And we must show that Jose Mourinho, we let you go for a very good reason. And we don't regret it for any cost at all. So we need to rise up for that reason. But also, this is a time at the end of the season, like, rightly said, I think 7 games to go, where you need every single win. 3 points is crucial for the next 7 games. And Tottenham is going to be a final, basically, because when we beat Tottenham, because I believe we will, it's just a start to second position, which is a great season for us. Like Chess said, it's an improvement on last season. And I think Man United have the goods to come up with a very interesting win. But like I said, the inexperience of the side with players like Greenwood and, our striking position, who is, Cavani, he's in and out of form this season because of injuries also, and the banning earlier in the season. I think we would struggle a bit, but I think if the players could put their head down and know that they're the better side on their second position with 7 games to go at the end of the season, and realize the potential, and I think we will be able to squeeze out a win there. But I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think it will be maybe Jose Mourinho, typical masterclass, where he will sit back and wait for us to counter-attack, and also he will be able to counter-attack with Lucas Moura, Harry Kane and them boys. But it's going to be a very interesting game for everybody to look out for, probably the game of the weekend. And if Man United can pull off a win here, I think we have a confident squad to push through the Europa League and also finish the season strong.
Okay.
It will probably be a boring game which ends 0-0 or 1-0 or something like that.
I agree. It's going to be a very typical Mourinho game, and that's why we need to also, when you're in the Premier League, you need to find ways to win. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0, and this is when the experienced sides really stand up, regardless of what the opposition tactics are. Find a way to win, and that's all we ask as fans. So I agree with you, Jerry. It's going to be a very tight game, but Man United will be able to squeeze the win out of this.
Okay, gentlemen, I only have 5 minutes with you. Maps. Crystal Palace at home to Chelsea. Who's your money on? And who do you think might just get himself on the score sheet from Chelsea's side?
It's kind of difficult. Of course, Chelsea have made this exceptional start to life under Thomas Tuchel. They had a huge setback last week when they were hammered 5-2 2 by relegation threatened West Brom. They responded well. Mason Mount in the Champions League, absolutely fantastic. Jorginho was fantastic as well, and we're vying for the same position. Unfortunately, 3rd place. So they do want to take this serious because obviously being in the Champions League next season is a priority for such a club with such a massive stature. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, we shouldn't forget that this is a derby and they always bring their game. Somehow they are a very, very difficult team to beat. Wilfred Zaha, if he's on his game, is virtually unplayable. So it's going to be a tough game given the fact that they have the second leg against Porto on Tuesday. Maybe might rest a few players, but I still take Chelsea to win this game. Maybe 3-1, maybe 2-1, because they're also going to score so many goals. So I favor a 2-1 win for Chelsea.
2-1 win for Chelsea there. All right. Okay. Pick of the week. Look out for the weekend, gentlemen. Let me start with Jerry. We have that is like 3 minutes. So that's about 30 seconds for you.
Pick of the week. Can the Liverpool-Arsenal game be considered? The one where we beat them? And then look out for the coming week. It's the Champions League second leg tie of the quarterfinal ties. Looking forward to the second leg showdowns.
Okay, excellent. All right. Thanks, Jerry there. Maps, pick of the week. Look out for the weekend.
The pick of the week was absolutely sensational game we watched between PSG and Bayern Munich. You see, the quality of both teams on show was absolutely brilliant. It's to see two teams going hammer and tongs at each other. That was a brilliant game to see. That's my pick of the week. Look out for the weekend. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Los Blancos versus the Galacticos themselves. So, Los Blancos versus the Blaugrana. So, it's going to be interesting, as well as, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, a historic fixture. We'll see how we respond. That's my lookout.
Okay, excellent. All right. The Zamjirian pick of the week. Look out for the weekend.
I agree with Paulo. Pick of the week has to be Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. PSG finally finding a way to win against a very, very tough team. And my lookout for the weekend would definitely be Man United Tottenham. Will it be repeat or revenge? Let's see.
All right, gentlemen, would like to appreciate you for having joined us via Zoom. Hope we have you connected once more next weekend at the same time.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
All right. Awesome. All right. Okay. So that leaves me with Andrew now. Andrew, Tottenham versus Man United. That could probably be your pick of the week. And look out for the weekend and your pick of the week as we wrap up.
Definitely, Lorenzo. It would be good to see how Man United respond. Tottenham went into the theater of dreams and humbled Man United 6-2. So it would be good to see how players can recover from that kind of a defeat and face the Tottenham side, which hasn't been doing so well lately. To see how they can be able to come back from being beaten in their reverse fixture. So it is a lookout for the weekend.
Awesome. All right. It's certainly been an exciting show. I'd like to appreciate. Unfortunately, we had to run out of time, Andrew, and we haven't gotten to read as many text messages as we should have. But just quickly running off my mind here, I would like to appreciate Colin Wakole, who says, "Good morning, brother Lorenzo and Andrew. It's now afternoon. Madrid can win. Sesco, we are winning today." All right, Clement M. Alfred, thank you for the message. Kondwani Kumwenda, long time, brother man. Stembile Mudenda says, "Good afternoon, brother Lorenzo and Mr. Andrew, picking you up from within Lusaka, but based in Livingston." Thank you for tuning in, Stembile. All right, Prince Henry, we would like to appreciate Regzon Kafueta, Harrington Mulai Show. We're truly grateful for your message. And Prosper James Mwale, watching live from Chipata City, Eastern Province. Excellent. We're grateful that you could tune in. Mishek Chisengu from Solwezi, Andrew. All right. So it's mejores amigos para siempre. At this juncture, we say, lights out.